As you experience the wonders and joys of your average fun-filled and loving solo queue adventures, you probably don't get the opportunity to thank your supports for carrying your heavy ass. Now, to be fair to the supports in our games, I really can't expect them to carry somebody as heavy as me. Having said that, if you main the role and you're looking for ways to carry, or your last pick and the scumbag team is making you support, I've created this guide as an outline for your success as a support. Anyways, this is seiqooq and I hope you guys enjoy episode 20 of the Eye of the Diamond series. After doing a little bit of research, I quickly found that Thresh was among the top played supports undoubtedly. So, as a precursor to this video, I thought that I'd give my opinion on some supports that I think do the job much better. Zyra is a support that offers your team a huge amount of CC and utility, and by the end of the game, it's not uncommon to find yourself at the top of the damage charts. She's traditionally found a lot more in competitive play, but I definitely think she's a solid pick for solo. Following closely behind her would be my most played support champion in Season 3, which would be Fiddlesticks. Notorious for his seemingly 7-year feud, Fiddlesticks offers a huge amount of utility that should not go overlooked. Of course, the most obvious thing you can do as a support during the laning phase is to harass. As the enemy Draven goes into last hit a creep, I make sure to sneak in an auto attack before his auto attack timer is reset. Of course, you'll be wanting to do this when the enemy has no cooldowns. In this case, Blitzcrank had just recently thrown out his Q, so it's safe to go in. Seeing as harass is such a huge part of the early game dominance, I make sure to take hybrid pen marks on almost every support I play. Solo Q can make it pretty tough to conduct yourself in a coordinated fashion, but when you're using your spell harass, you want to do your best to stack it with that of your lane partners. In general, this will allow you to get the biggest burst of damage onto your opponent, and it will time your cooldowns with your allies. As the lane phase draws on, you should look to become the eyes and ears for your team. In this clip, I become aware of the possibility of a successful dive for our team, and I call down for a 4v2 skirmish. We leave one kill up and capable of securing the dragon. There's a huge gray area for what the bot lane should be doing after they push down their outer tower. What I've noticed far too often in lower elo games is that bot lane players will be baited into pushing further past the destroyed outer tower, overextending and ultimately dying and simultaneously throwing their lead. If your team has already knocked down the other two outer towers, you could be safe to push past the downed outer tower in the bot lane, seeing as it offers pressure around the dragon area. However, in the other 95% of circumstances, you want to roam mid with your AD carry. This will open up opportunity for picks in the middle lane, as well as relieving pressure off your mid laner and allow for the push down middle lane. After having sieged both the bottom and middle outer towers, you can look to make picks stop. This will remove even more pressure, allowing for your team to later push down a second tower in the middle lane. This kind of roam to the top lane can be especially useful if your top laner has been having some trouble during the lane phase. After winning a mid-game teamfight, I'm able to get a pick onto the enemy Syndra, which allows us to translate into a free Baron. Scumbag Xerath gets the snipe onto Syndra, but that's alright Xerath, I'll just steal your blue later, you dick. But really, as a support you should be using your cooldowns in such a way that allows your team to capitalize. In a late game teamfight, our team is almost completely wiped when I get an ult onto Warwick and Blitzcrank. I land the initial E onto Warwick, silencing his hungering strike, and fear Blitzcrank to prevent the knockup. Corki's Phosphorus bomb lands on Warwick, securing the kill, and a final rocket and an auto attack into Mouth secures the kill onto Blitzcrank. And it's really during these mid-game teamfights and power spikes that you'll notice exactly what you have to offer for your team. And this is where my favoritism for Zyra comes in. In this clip you can see that a single QW combo brings Twitch to almost half health. Assuming you've played your cards right up to this time in the game, you'll force the enemy team to consider you as a priority target. And while I can't personally vouch for the AD Soraka supports of the world, I've seen it work, and as a result, I encourage you to pick any support pick that allows you to get to this point in the game. Of course, it goes without saying that at times in the game you'll feel useless, you'll feel absolutely helpless as a support, and you wish that you had picked mid lane, top lane, jungle, AD carry. You'll want to run back to the comfort of the OP picks of the meta, and that's perfectly fine. Just try not to get styled on while the rest of the world picks their carry supports. That's it for me tonight, guys, but expect more role guides out from us in the future. Until next time, throw us a comment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and good luck on the Rift.